Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. Here now this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, our national governing body of the sport. Well, one of the most important weeks of the wrestling season has just completed with the U.S. World Team Trials that were held in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Honors Week held in Stillwater, Oklahoma. USA Wrestling Weekly was there to document the excitement, which is the focus of this week's episode. We'll begin with an update from the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma City, where 17 high-level athletes earned a spot on the 2011 U.S. World Team that's scheduled to compete at the World Championships this September in Istanbul, Turkey. One of the biggest stories in the world of sport, and certainly in the wrestling world last week, was the return of 2004 Olympic champion Cael Sanderson. Sanderson's week started with his induction as a distinguished member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. He ended the week by competing for the first time in nearly 7 years, winning the 185-pound freestyle title at the World Team Trials. Cael's busy schedule started at the Hall of Fame ceremonies. He was honored for his amazing career as an athlete, as the only wrestler to win 4 NCAA Division I titles and go undefeated for his collegiate career. Sanderson also won the 2004 Olympic gold medal, the 2003 World Silver medal, and the 2000 University World title. Well, the night before the ceremony, Sanderson confirmed that he would indeed compete in the World Team Trials in an article by Brian Cazeneuve of Sports Illustrated. Sanderson talked with us during his Hall of Fame activities.
I'll always be, happy and proud about the college and the career that I had. I mean, it's a lot of work, and from a lot of people, with my coaches and my family, and it's something special. It always means something to me. As a coach, it's just life's an ongoing challenge, and I think it's important to continue to learn, and as an athlete, as a coach, and that's something that I'll try to do.
Sanderson weighed in on Friday in Oklahoma City, dropping down to 185 pounds for the first time since his Olympic gold medal performance in Athens, Greece in 2004. He received the number 3 seed in the challenge tournament. Sanderson opened his competition Saturday with a 4-0-0-1-2-0 victory over Raymond Jordan, with all fans sitting on the edges of their seats. Now, in his second match, Sanderson scored a second period pin over past two-time NCAA champion Chris Pendleton. In the challenge tournament finals, Sanderson faced 2011 NCAA champion John Reeder, who Sanderson coached while at Iowa State. His two-period victory over Reeder earned him a spot in the championship series finals. In the finals, he looked like the Sanderson of old, sweeping 2 straight bouts from Herbert. He won the first match of the best-of-3 finals series 4-1-2-0 and took the second match 5-2-2-0 against one of the best athletes in the world. Just shy of his 32nd birthday, Sanderson is the third active Division I coach to make a U.S. World or Olympic team, joining Oklahoma State coach John Smith and former Edinburgh coach, the big man himself, Bruce Baumgartner. Sanderson was named USA Today Olympic Athlete of the Week, as well as the Mat.com Wrestler of the Week for his achievement.
Yeah, I just, early haven't been in competitive matches like that, in an atmosphere, a real atmosphere, so I think I was forcing stuff, trying a little too hard, and it was something that I was feeling more comfortable as the day went along, for sure. I needed to adjust and add some things to my offense, which, I know that is something I need to work on between now and September.
Well, in addition to Sanderson, 5 other positions on the 2011 U.S. Freestyle World Team were determined in Oklahoma City. 2 wrestlers who Sanderson coaches also won titles, giving the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club 3 members on the important U.S. World Team. A crowd favorite, Tion Ware, made a triumphant return home by winning the 145-pound freestyle title. A native of Edmond, Oklahoma, he won 2 NCAA titles for the Sooners of Oklahoma, now trains at State College, PA. Ware needed 3 matches to win the championship series, defeating the 2010 World Team member Brent Metcalf in the first and third bouts. Ware also beat Metcalf in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open.
Our weight is so stacked. We've all beaten each other, and to be honest with you, the USA rankings was all opinion, because majority of those guys I beat this year, and I haven't wrestled them since, but a lot of them, since they train at the Olympic Training Center and everything, they get that extra edge. And so honestly, at first I was disappointed, but then I was like, no, I'm in a good position, and that lets me know I still got something to prove, because I told myself, if I don't feel like I have nothing to prove, it's time to hang the shoes up. And that's what I fed off of, and that's what my coach told me. Hey, you ain't got nothing to lose, let's go out and let's wrestle hard. The only way you can go is up, and that's what I fed off of.
Well, another Sanderson product, Jake Varner, made his second world team by sweeping 2 straight bouts from Oregon State's surprise finalist at 211 pounds, Chad Hankey. Varner, the U.S. Open champion, reached the quarterfinals of the World Championships in 2009.
There's a lot of things going on last year. I don't make excuses. I went out there and lost, and, that's how wrestling goes. But, I've made the changes I need to make, and I've had a good year. I've been able to focus on freestyle. I think that's been a big difference as well. But to me, wrestling's wrestling. So, I went out and lost last year, and that's what happened. And, I have no excuses about it.
Well, in a battle of very strong men, 2009 world bronze medalist Tervel Delegnov made his second U.S. world team by outlasting 2008 Olympian Steve Mocco to win the 264-pound freestyle title. Mocco won the first match, but Delegnov came back with a hard-fought victory in the second and third bout to capture the title.
I didn't really get to exhibit positive emotions, so I think I'm celebrating for both right now.
What is the
right now it's just, it's just praise. It's just praise and adoration for my God, Jesus Christ, and just excited to have this opportunity again to go back to the Worlds. Second World team, finally won the Open. Great season so far. I got to cap it off with the World Gold Medal.
Well, Nebraska strongman Jordan Burroughs continued his amazing year with a victory at 163 pounds. Burroughs won his second NCAA title in March for Nebraska and received the Dan Hodge Trophy for his incredible year. In April, he added his first U.S. Open title. He qualified for his first U.S. World Team with a 2-match victory over 2010 U.S. Open champion Andrew Howe, another very talented young star.
The better I've gotten over the years, the more potential I see in myself, and the more realistic it becomes. I made my first world team, 1 for 1. It depends on how long my body can take me. I'm only 22 right now, so even 2020 is not out of the picture. In the last 8 years, I'll be 30 by then. And I just want to get as much gold as possible. This is where the money is. This is where the international competition and levels are. So after college, this is all we have. This is our profession. This is our NFL and NBA. So I'm just excited to be here right now and hopefully make some money.
Making his first world team at 121 pounds, Nick Simmons won a tough 3-match series over 2010 U.S. Open champion and 4-time Sooner All-American Sam Hayeswinkle. Simmons, who placed second in the 2009 trials, silenced the Hayeswinkle partisan crowd with a clutch performance.
We sat down with all my coaching staff at Oregon State and readjusted everything, how I was training and my diet and everything. That helped tremendously, and I owe those guys everything. Yeah, I just kind of go out there and wrestle. I don't, I have kind of like little game plans, but just as long as I keep moving forward and keep everything moving, I can get my stuff going, and if I'm moving them, it just opens up everything else for me. But as soon as I got that lead, it grew more confident, what I had to do is stay in position and just kind of pick my attack and go with it there, because I knew he had to come after me.
132-pound freestyle spot on the world team is not yet set. Now, at the trials, Reese Humphrey beat Sean Bunch in 3 matches. They are teammates at the Ohio Regional Training Center. Humphrey also beat Bunch at the U.S. Open in April.
Sitting out can be an advantage. It's obviously an advantage because you're guaranteed the finals, but other than that, I took it as just another match. I wrestled 2 matches just like the guys did. But
This morning you did?
Yeah, this morning with my brother, who's a great wrestler, and it didn't matter if I won or lost. I was always moving on, but I had to get the blows. Right. It felt just like a live match, won 100%, and that kind of got the kinks out for me. First match was, I had a different game plan. I had changed my style in the past since the Open, really, and I thought that it would work against Bunch. Forgetting how fast that dude is a huge mistake and a mental flaw, but I changed my game plan, slowed it down. He was a little bit tired from the whole tournament, and that showed in the third match.
Humphrey and Bunch will enter an international tournament this summer. For Bunch to make the team, he has to medal at the event and place higher in the standings than Humphrey. Bunch qualifies for this under new criteria, which recognizes international performances. Bunch won the Medved International in Belarus to meet the initial criteria. National freestyle coach Zeke Jones explains this important situation.
We not only reward the wrestle-off, but we also reward international competition and success. So we've decided to identify 5 tournaments in the winter competition phase, and really 5 very, very tough tournaments. As a matter of fact, we sent over 40 wrestlers to these 5 tournaments, and we only had 1 guy win, Sean Bunch. So what we want to do is we want to reward success at the international level. And so if you win one of those 5 international competitions, and you lose in the finals of the World Team Trials, that we would take the winner of the international tournament and the winner of the World Trials to a tournament in July. Essentially what has to happen is the person that won that international tournament but lost the wrestle-off, he has to out-medal the guy that won the World Team Trials. So using names specifically, Sean Bunch won the international tournament, Reese Humphrey won the wrestle-off, so we'll go to an international competition and Sean will have to out-medal Reese Humphrey.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, the U.S. will have a veteran Greco-Roman world team with 6 of the 7 team members having past world championship experience. 2002 world champion Jamil Byers made his 6th straight world team and 8th overall. He swept U.S. Army teammate and friend Tim Taylor in the finals at 264 pounds. Byers also has won a world silver medal and world bronze medal and competed in the 2008 Olympics.
One of these young guys on my team sparked new life in me, I guess. Just the benefit of my experiences, a little military knowledge, that I might know. Definitely the things I did wrong along the way, I make sure they don't make those same mistakes. I just want to make sure I get the medals that nobody said I could get, and especially the one I promised my grandfather. And that's just bottom line how it is.
Well, 2-time world bronze medalist Justin Lester made his 5th world team after beating Army teammate Glenn Garrison in 2 straight bouts in the 145-pound finals. Lester also beat Garrison in April's U.S. Open finals.
I feel good, but I still feel like a step behind from where I used to be. I don't know if that's just taking that year off, being off the mat, or maybe it's age starting to catch up. I have an explosive style that usually catches up with me. I have something else to wrestle for. I have myself, I have my God, I have my family, and I have my extended family in W Captain. So it's definitely, I won't say more pressure, but it's just more than
2005 world bronze medalist Justin Ruiz made his 6th world team, stopping John Lorenz in 2 straight bouts in the finals at 211 pounds.
I mean, we got a lot of guys back. I guess we got Harry's back, I'm back, Joe Betterman's back, Byers. So we got 4 guys that were on that team that are back, and we got some other guys that are young and hungry and looking to get after it. We got Spencer. He's been to, this isn't his first show either, and I think we got a great shot to make some waves at the World Championships. 2008 Olympian Spencer Mango made his 3rd straight world team, beating Paul Telgren with 2 straight wins at 121 pounds. Mango also beat Telgren at the 2011 U.S. Open.
I always had confidence in myself that I was going to win, but I'm just honestly not really used to being in those situations anymore, in the U.S. anyway. Being down and having to score, having to defend the win. But yeah, today was definitely one of my rougher days in a long time in the U.S. and just glad I was still able to come out on top.
Jake Fisher made his 2nd straight world team at 163 pounds, beating 2011 U.S. Open champion Ben Provisor in 3 matches. Fisher won the 1st and the 3rd matches to claim the title.
If I can't score on my feet, I got to rely on my defense and score on my feet. And going over to you got to rely on defense. A little bit of luck, but mainly fighting. I just been doing a lot of stand-ups. It's a lot better than staying down and taking the risk of getting turned. I feel like I can wrestle on my feet fine and not get taken down most of the time. So 99% of the time I can get taken down. So.
With the Betterman fans in the stands voicing their opinion, he also made a second world team after defeating two-time world team member Jeremiah Davis in 2 straight matches at 132 pounds.
You know what? I just leave it in, like I said, leave it in God's hands. Whatever happens, happens. If they would have said caution in 2, I would have just had to stand up and score. Last year, I had the knee surgery, blew my knee out, came back 4 months later out of surgery. Wrestled my hardest and took 3rd, but, it's a test. I don't really see it as a disappointment anymore. I see it as a test.
2010 U.S. Open champion Cheney Haight made his first world team at 185 pounds when he beat 2011 U.S. Open champion Jordan Holm in 3 hard-fought matches. Holm won bout 1, but Haight claimed the last 2 bouts to win the series.
Yeah, I've been getting right up 2nd and 3rd a lot of times, but I've never made the team before.
Okay. Why, other than just this match, why is this happening to you now?
I think I've been able to place a little higher in the last couple of years after I moved up a weight, just because I don't focus on losing weight anymore. It's all about wrestling. I think just my overall wrestling's been getting better.
Well, this year at the World Team Trials, only the 4 women's Olympic weight classes were contested. This was done to identify the best athletes for these divisions for the World Championships, which serve as a major qualifying event for the 2012 Olympics. National women's coach Terry Steiner explains the format.
Every year at the World Championships we have 7 weight classes, but at the Olympic Games we only have 4. So we're trying to push everyone, all of our top competitors to those Olympic weights, and then get our best performers at those 4 Olympic weights, because the first thing we have to do is qualify the weight class.
Well, many athletes changed weight classes to compete at the World Team Trials this year. However, all 4 2011 U.S. Open champions at the Olympic weights emerged as champions at the trials. At 105 pounds, 2008 world champion Clarissa Chun looked very dominant in beating 2010 world team member Alyssa Lampe in 2 straight bouts. Chun was a 2008 Olympian who made her 4th world team.
Just so focused, every day in practice I make promises to myself. Those promises are for me, and just have a good group of people helping me.
Obviously, the last year was a disappointment, but you were also coming off injuries. Tell me how much that limited you.
Just preparation, rehabbing, and everything takes time off of the mat and everything, so just getting conditioning and technique and timing and everything back together.
At 138 pounds, 2010 world silver medalist Elena Paraskova won 2 straight bouts over 2-time junior world champion Adeline Gray for the title. This marks Paraskova's 4th straight world team. Gray won the U.S. Open at 147 pounds and dropped weight for this important event.
It's good to see younger girls coming up and adding more to women's wrestling, and it's a good variety for my weight class, I think, because I've competed against her a couple years ago. I'm at 67, but this year 63. This is a particular weight class, but it's really different because the girls came up from 59, girls came down from 67, so the weight class is a lot more packed this year.
2008 Olympian Allie Bernard won 2 straight matches over 2005 world champion Iris Smith to make her 2nd world team at 158 pounds.
I always have the unfulfilled goal of being a world medalist, being an Olympian champion or Olympic medalist. And, I've been doing it so long that it seems weird.
Do you have a timetable at all?
I'm getting up there in my age and I want to do other things after wrestling, so a couple more years of good wrestling lessons. Just keep getting tougher, keep pushing my cardio, and stop trying to get into such random fluke positions where I feel comfortable but aren't probably the best positions to be in.
2-time junior world bronze medalist Helen Maroulis made her 2nd world team after beating surprise finalist Ashley Hudson in 2 straight bouts at 121 pounds.
Age really matters, just experience and getting used to competing. So I guess I feel older in that sense. I just kind of go out there and I try to do my best every time, but I'm never going to be fully satisfied until I have the medal that I want. So, it's definitely an honor and a privilege. I really appreciate the fact that I can do what I love and that people support me. So it's really beneficial.
Well, fans, the 35th National Wrestling Hall of Fame Honors Week was a major success down in Stillwater, Oklahoma this past week. USA Wrestling Weekly was there. We'll bring you that exclusive in-depth coverage of the event in next week's show. Wrestling fans, USA Wrestling has launched a top social networking site designed for you. USA Wrestling Nation is the latest innovation provided to the wrestling community by our sports national governing body, USA Wrestling. Post photos, blogs, and videos, interact on boards. Keep up with your favorite wrestling personalities with USA Wrestling Nation. It's free to register. Join the thousands of wrestling fans that have already signed up and become a part of the USA Wrestling Nation at usawrestlingnation.com. Well, during the World Team Trials, USA Wrestling presented two of its major awards, the USA Wrestling Man and Woman of the Year. Now, they're given annually to outstanding individuals for their contributions to our sport. The Man of the Year is Mike Novogratz of New York, New York, an innovative leader in promoting wrestling and raising funds for our sport. Novogratz serves as the team leader for Freestyle Team USA during the 2009-2012 Olympic cycle. He's the driving force behind the Beat the Streets Gala events, which raises money for youth wrestling in New York City. Now, in 2010, an all-star duel was held on the USS Intrepid aircraft carrier, raising $800,000. In 2011, a USA versus Russia duel meet was held in Times Square, raising over $1 million. He's a leader and major financial supporter of the Beat the Streets program. Novogratz developed the Living the Dream Medal Fund, which provides bonus money to world and Olympic medalists for the United States in the sport. He was named as an outstanding American by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2007.
I look around, I think everybody needs to figure out what their role and how they can contribute. And I feel like I got my marching orders from Tom Brands about 8 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, for one of our early benefits, when he said, wrestling needs energy. And he said, Novogratz, you're creating energy in New York. You know, wrestling needs energy. And so that's what I try to do. There's a ton of people that help from my office and all the people that work with me, to the staff at Beat the Streets, to guys like Al Bevilacqua, who's not here, who probably deserves a big chunk of this award. And so I just want to say thank you. I am literally honored and humbled, and we'll ride on.
Well, the Woman of the Year is Patricia Fox of Colorado Springs, Colorado, a volunteer leader and a pairing official. Fox serves on the National Age Group Women's Council and the Junior Executive Committee, and previously served on the USA Wrestling Marketing Committee as well. She is a P1C pairing official and has worked international, national, regional, and local events for over a decade now. She's paired every USA Wrestling Girls Folkstyle National Championships and every USA Wrestling Beach National Championships. Fox first got involved in USA Wrestling as a wrestling parent. She was a member of the board for USA Wrestling New Jersey for 8 years, holding positions including vice chairperson, treasurer, pairing director, women's director, and membership director. She is also an NCEP bronze level certified coach.
I got into wrestling about 15 years ago, very specifically because I had a special needs child. And the one thing wrestling taught him that I try really hard to bestow upon young athletes that I meet is the more that you work towards something, the more that you can achieve. And so I continue to work towards this, hoping that I can affect at least one more child the way wrestling affected my child. So I thank everybody for this great honor. Thank you.
Minnesota 1 claimed the team title in both Greco-Roman and Freestyle at the USA Wrestling Schoolboy Girl National Duels held in Indianapolis, Indiana. Minnesota 1 stopped Pennsylvania Blue in the finals of both styles, winning the Greco-Roman finals 46-26 and claiming the Freestyle finals by a razor-thin margin 37-36. Now in the Greco-Roman finals, Minnesota 1 rallied to claim 10 of the last 11 matches to capture the title. In Freestyle, Minnesota heavyweight Adam Treptow scored a pin in the final match to give Minnesota 1 a 1-point victory margin in the championship duel. Pennsylvania Blue won 9 bouts in the duel, while Minnesota 1 had 8 wins. The difference was the bonus points scored by the Minnesota wrestlers. Illinois beat Team Wisconsin in the third-place match in both Freestyle and Greco-Roman. All tournament teams were named in both styles, recognizing undefeated wrestlers for their outstanding achievement. There were 13 outstanding wrestlers who made the all-tournament team in both styles. What do you say? Let's take a look at them on a roll. Well, what a week it's been. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next week right here on your show, USA Wrestling Weekly.